227 bin metreküp beton, dünyanın etrafını 4 kez sarabilen uzunlukta 162 bin kilometre çelik tel kullandık. Çanakkale'ye yakışan bu destansı öyküyü 101 kilometrelik otoyoluyla birlikte 4 yıl gibi rekor bir sürede tamamladık. 1915 Çanakkale Köprüsü sadece dünyanın en uzun asma köprüsü değil, vatanını canı pahasına sevenlerin azim ve kararlılığıdır. Çanakkale sadece bir şehir değil, destandır. Destanlar aşkla yazılır.
Şimdiden ülkemizin sembollerinden biri haline dönüşen bu köprü, büyük ve güçlü Türkiye hedefimize bir adım daha yaklaştığımızın ispatıdır.
Çanakkale içinde bir uzun köprü.
Vakit tamam, hazır mıyız Çanakkale? O geliyor. Birlik ve beraberliğimizin teminatı, Türkiye sevdalısı lider, Cumhurbaşkanımız, Başkomutanımız Recep Tayyip Erdoğan geliyor. Yüreğinde millet sevdasıyla gece gündüz durmadan, yılmadan, yorulmadan çalışan lider geliyor. Anadolu'nun yiğit evladı Cumhurbaşkanımız Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. İşte millet, işte milletine sevdalı lider Cumhurbaşkanımız Recep Tayyip Erdoğan.
Ezilenlerin gür sesidir o, suskun dünyanın hür sesidir o. Göründüğü gibi olan gücünü milletten alan Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. Göründüğü gibi olan gücünü...
Sayın Başbakan,
Esteemed Prime Minister,
sevgili Çanakkale'liler,
dear people of Çanakkale, valuable guests,
tarihi günde
on this historic day, I would like to greet you all wholeheartedly and cordially.
Coşkumuzdur.
Your joy is our joy, and this interest
Bugün
that you
yaptığımız
have
bu eserin
for this
ne anlama
great
geldiğini
work
en güzel
we are
şekilde ifade
inaugurating
etmektedir.
expresses in the most beautiful way what it means.
Binlerce yıl
Thousands of years, for thousands of years, this place was
toplumların
a place,
göz olmuş Çanakkale bugün
the apple of eye
yeni bir geleceğe
for many cultures, many civilizations, many communities, and Çanakkale is now
boğazına taktığımız
opening for a new
bir gerdanlık
future.
olarak gördüğümüz
This is indeed an emerald necklace as we consider.
yapmak üzere
We have gathered here to inaugurate the Çanakkale 1915 bridge today.
önce Çanakkale
Today,
şehitlerimize gittik.
We first visited
Fatiha'mızı
the
okuduk.
martyrs of Çanakkale. We prayed
Anmamızı
for their
yaptık.
souls. We commemorated.
Ne diyor şair?
What does the poet say?
Sen ki asara gömülsen taşacaksın. Heyhat, sana gelmez bu ufuklar. Seni almaz bu cihat. Ey şehit
Oh dear.
oğlu şehit, isteme
The
benden
sons
makber.
of the martyrs,
Sana avlusunu açmış duruyor peygamber. Evet, biz de
as he addresses the people,
yoldaşı şehitlerimize
we are
layık olabilmek için
trying our
çalışıyoruz,
best
mücadele ediyoruz. Şehitlerimizin
to
aziz hatıralarına,
be loyal to
ecdadın 107
the
yıl
path
önce kazandığı
paved
muhteşem
for us by our
zafere
prophet.
adadığımız 1915
1915 Çanakkale Bridge
uğruna ya Rab,
is
vatan güneşlere
now rising,
Bedir'in aslanları kadar şanlı, tarihe gömülemeyecek kadar büyük ecdada
and we do
hani hep
devote this to our
maziden
ancestors who can
maziye köprü
never be
kurmak
buried
diyoruz ya.
into the history
İşte bu
and
köprü
who will always but always be remembered. We always talk about building bridges from the past into our future, and now we are materializing these with the spirit and also action.
ülkemize,
The 1915 Çanakkale Bridge will hopefully be auspicious for our people, for our city, for our country, and for the whole humanity.
bu köprümüzde tıpkı
This bridge,
İstanbul Boğazı'ndaki
as well,
15 Temmuz
will be like July the 15th Martyrs Bridge,
Fatih Sultan Köprüsü,
Fatih Sultan
Yavuz Sultan Selim
Bridge.
Köprüsü,
Yavuz Sultan Selim
Marmaray,
Bridge,
Avrasya Tüneli,
Marmaray and Eurasia
şimdi de
Tunnel.
işte
And now,
burada
here,
özellikle Çanakkale'de
especially in Çanakkale,
köprüyü
now
açıyoruz.
we are inaugurating the sixth
Fakat
bridge.
unutmayın,
However,
140
always keep in
yıl
mind,
önce
140 years ago, Sultan Abdülhamid
az önce ifade
Han,
ettiğim
as
o köprüleri
I said before,
eskiz çalışmalarını yaptı.
did the
Ve o
sketching of
hazırlıkları yapmış.
those bridges and made preparations
Osmanlı'nın ardı ardına
for that
yaşanan
end.
savaşlar sebebiyle
Due to the wars that the
hayata
Ottoman Empire
geçirilemeyen
experienced
Abdülhamit Han
consecutively,
yadigarı
the heirloom by Abdülhamid Han,
hayata geçirmekte
those projects
nasip oldu.
have now been
Tabii
put to
1915 Çanakkale Köprüsü
reality
her bir tek
by our hands,
özelliğiyle de
thankfully.
farklı
And
anlamlar
1915 Çanakkale Bridge, with all its technical aspects, have special meanings. And now, thanks be to God, as the People's Alliance, it has been our grace to inaugurate
Köprümüzün isminin
this
başındaki
bridge.
1915
1915,
Birinci Dünya Savaşı'nın
that precedes the
en
name, the
kanlı,
title of our
en
bridge,
ibretlik,
indeed
en
was the date
canhıraş mücadelelerine sahne
when
olan
the
Çanakkale'de
most
deniz
terrifying,
zaferini kazandığımız
bloody
yılı
battles of the World War I took place.
kule yüksekliği
It marks the year where when we emerged victorious in the naval battles. The height of the battles, which is 318, signifies March 18th.
Dolayısıyla
March is the
orta
third
açıklığın uzunluğu
month of the year,
2023
and today is the 18th.
metre ise
And the midspan of the bridge is 2023 kilometers, which marks the 100th anniversary of the foundation of our republic. And all these show the significance, the meanings we attach to our history. Our ancestors, more than a century ago, wrote into the history with their blood that Çanakkale is impassable. What was that? It was the fight in between the Crescent and the Crusaders. Our ancestors, with their young children and with the guidance, with the command of veteran Mustafa Kemal Pasha, with Major Said, with Corporal Said, they said Çanakkale is impassable, and they made history right here. As the grandchildren of all those fighters in Çanakkale, now we are here. Are we not? Yes, we are. However, we take another step ahead. Now we are inaugurating March 18 Çanakkale Bridge. With this bridge we have constructed, we do deliver the messages of our forebears and write it back into the history with the advancements in technology and engineering. A while ago, we have listened
Heyecanı
to
gördünüz değil mi?
the Prime Minister of
Aşkını
South
gördünüz
Korea.
değil mi?
You saw the excitement he had,
Kore,
the love he has in him
herhangi bir
for this.
anlaşma, şu bu yokken
Even though we had no agreement or whatsoever with Korea
büyüklerimiz
back in time,
ne yaptılar? Kore'de savaşa gittiler.
our
Ve orada
grandfathers
şehit olanlar oldu.
went to war in
Şu
Korea,
anda orada
and some fell
Kore'ye
there.
gittiğimizde
They have their
o kabristanı
graves
ziyaret
in
ederiz.
Korea, and whenever we go to Korea, we visit
Bunlar
them.
sıradan bir olay değil.
This is no ordinary thing.
Aşktır.
This is
Ve
love,
kişinin
devotion.
sevdiğinde yok olmasıdır.
and love means disappearing,
Beraber
vanishing,
şu
and
anda Kore ile attığımız bu adımlar
thy you love.
en kısa
So
zamanda
the steps we
ticaret
take ahead
hacmimizi
here hopefully
inanıyorum ki
will
milyar dolara
bring our trade volume to $20 billion.
köprülerimizdeki
With
o
all the
dayanışmayla
investment and solidarity that we have had in the construction of our bridges, we take such steps ahead. And it shows one more time that there is nothing that the Turkish people cannot achieve if they have the will, and we have been showing that to our allies and foes alike. With no doubt, we do not only talk about this very bridge here. We have a structure that spans across Istanbul to Tekirdağ, and it is a giant transportation project which will be connecting many locations. With a bridge all the way from Malkara to Çanakkale, we are also inaugurating the highway that spans as long as 101 kilometers. Those who have their expertise will do whatever it takes and whatever necessary. This is one of the longest motorways of Turkey. From Lapseki to Gelibolu, ferries used to operate, and it used to take hours as people waited in lines for hours and then travel for 1.5 hours just to cross to the other side. And now, with this 1915 Çanakkale Bridge, it will only take 6 minutes. You have been seeing from where we have come and to where we go. Will we do it together? Will we? Thank you. The grounds of the bridge were laid 4 years ago, again on March 18th, with business partners from South Korea. Our companies rolled up their sleeves, and more than 5,000 staff, 740 heavy machinery, worked a day and night and completed the construction of the bridge, even for a date which was due even after this very day. There is, I do not know if there is another country who can complete such a giant project even before the date promised. With this longest mid-span suspension bridge, Turkey has claimed the first rank in the world, leaving Japan behind. Of course, in terms of the mid-span length, the top 10, consider the top 10 bridges of the world. We have 3 of them in our country, I would like to remind you. My dear brothers and sisters, we have been adorning Marmara with highways, bridges, tunnels, and motorways, and today we will be inaugurating one specific phase of the motorway, and it has an investment cost of 2.5 billion euros. And what will this 2.5 billion euro investment bring about? With this investment, our country will not only save on time and fuel oil consumption, but also carbon emissions. And annually, it will be saving us 411 billion euros. In between and among our cities, travels will be much more comfortable, faster, and at more peace. And this is inexpensible. The calculations made show that this project will add 118,000 new jobs to our employment capacity and also a $5.3 billion worth of income, additional income. No matter from what perspective you look, it is a source of pride for us and a source of gaining, if you will, for us and for our country. The other three bridges we constructed in Istanbul, and my dear brothers and sisters, the two underpasses underwater, Marmaray and Eurasia tunnels, were of the great projects that connected two continents. And now, with this sixth bridge, we yet again connect two continents. And we now, tonight, will watch the documentary that shows all behind-the-scenes processes and all relevant procedures related with the construction of this sixth bridge, which connects two continents. From its projecting phase to finance, from construction to operation, all contributed much, and I would like to thank to everyone who contributed, from our ministries to our companies, all the way from our engineers to our workers. I would like to extend my personal gratitude, and I would like to thank on behalf of my nation. Much effort has been put into this, and shortly I will be inviting them onto the stage to stand with me. Now the valuable memories of the martyrs of Çanakkale will not only be seen on monuments or on their grave stones, but we will have their memories live on the face of this colossal project. I once again remember with gratitude all our fallen soldiers, all martyrs who gifted us with this great motherland. I remember them with gratitude. Distinguished guests, 1915 Çanakkale Bridge has been constructed on the basis of a build, operate and transfer model, which is also called a private-public partnership. And this is the last example of this cooperation. However, the rest of it will follow. We will not leave it here. This model has a 30-year-long history in our country, but we have seen the most successful examples of this model in our country and in the world. 134 countries do use this model in their investments in various areas. In terms of a public-private business model partnership performance, we do rank the 13th in the world. For example, Germany over the past years have completed more than 15 public-private partnership projects declared by the U.S. Infrastructure projects worth of more than $1.5 billion will be carried out on the basis of this model. In Asia and in many parts of the world, public-private partnership models are very common. In Turkey, again, over the past 20 years, only in transportation and industry, an investment of $37.5 billion has been materialized. So we have not achieved that using what we have in our case, but from being outsourced. And this has brought about an additional income of $395 billion for our economy, and its contribution to our production has been $838 billion. However, on the other hand, it has brought about 1 million additional jobs. If we had done the same investment using our own budget, we would have waited for tens of years. The projects we have in our plans are carried out in two classes. Those that will be carried out with the use of our own budget, and also those to be carried out with public-private partnership. This is the path we have been following. The late Arif Nihat said, if one does not consent to serve as the bridge, then we would wait by the banks of this water for many years. And with this principle, we have created many projects. The late Ceyhun Meriç said some sentences do separate continents from one another, and there are some sentences that construct bridges in between cliffs. So this bridge has brought continents together and brought our hearts closer to one another. The high budget projects have been open and put to public use with public-private partnership. And for our 2053 vision, many infrastructure projects, the master plans of which are underway, will be carried out with the similar models in airways, motorways, and seaways. The public-private partnership investments will be even by 2024, and after 2025, we will have significant, very serious cash flow into our public resources. My dear brothers and sisters, my fellow citizens, Istanbul Airport, Istanbul-Izmir Highway, and Osman Gazi Bridge, North Marmara Bridge, Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge, Eurasia Tunnel, Ankara-Niğde Highway, Malkara-Çanakkale Highway, and 1915 Çanakkale Bridge, like giant projects, have been projects that have brought about added value for our economy and have claimed special spots in the history of our country. All these public-private partnership projects are guaranteed, and in terms of their maintenance costs and additional income to be generated, indeed are the subjects that would take hours for us to talk about. I was planning to talk about those in detail and one by one. However, in order not to keep you waiting outside in this cold weather, I only will get enough of saying that Turkey, drawing lessons from the times when it could only complete projects in decades, now has left that period behind and has come to a phase where it completes projects in due time. And these projects will have already started contributing to the public resources, and they will continue contributing and bringing about additional income. For example, a 10 billion euro investment was completed, and it employed more than 200,000 people. Istanbul Airport, it exceeded the figure of the guaranteed number of passengers and has about 22 billion euros of additional income. The divider roads and highways, despite the increasing intensity of traffic by 65%, have reduced the number of accidents, and these serve not only for the safety of our citizens but also for the protection of personal property. In other words, the things that we were indeed not able to complete with advance payments have now been put to public use in shorter periods of time, and with less amounts spent. And this is how we have been building our hospitals, our highways, our motorways. Other than additional benefits such as reduction in carbon emissions, these projects also contribute tremendously to the development of Turkey. The global economic system is being reorganized right now, and in this era, our country has a great potential to come to the foreground with the investments, production, employment, and export policy it has, and those who do reject or oppose these projects, ask them what other proposals they have. Only this project on a standalone basis will suffice to show how disqualified and incapable they are to say so. So we say we're not only opening a bridge that will be connecting two continents, we are inaugurating a bridge which will be a bridge of development that will ever grow stronger and stronger. Here today, in this region of development, advancement, and growth of Turkey, we are now reaching to a new ring of the vision of Turkey to become stronger and bigger. As Necip Fazıl stated before, this is a new ring in our chain, and we will not care for from what direction the wind blows. We will only be caring for the voices of the oppressed, and also the will, the direction of our nation, and as well the gainings of our country, which are now glorified and resurrected. My dear brothers and sisters, with these thoughts in mind, I once again hope that 1915 Çanakkale Bridge will be auspicious for our people, our country, our city, and our region, and as well, of course, the whole world. And now, are we ready? Let's now raise our hands all together. Let the whole world hear us. One nation, one flag, one homeland, one state. We will be united. We will be great. We will be strong, and we all together will be brothers and sisters, and all together we will be Turkey. The new monument of Çanakkale, this new great work. I would like to thank to all my minister friends, all authorities, institutions, all operating and contracting companies, all workers. I would like to congratulate them one more time, and I kindly invite them on to the stage.
Recep Tayyip Erdoğan'a konuşmaları için teşekkür ediyoruz. Zati devletlerinde bir süre daha sahnede misafir etmek istiyoruz. Günün anısına Ulaştırma ve Altyapı Bakanımız Sayın Adil Kara İsmailoğlu kendilerine Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza bir hediye takdim olacaktır.
Sevgili kardeşlerim, tabii bir şey
My dear brothers and sisters, of course, we forgot something.
tabii Sayın
And
Bakan
now, Mr.
fiyat söyledi.
Minister, he mentioned a figure.
Ben tabii
However,
burada otomobil geçişleriyle alakalı
here about the passings of cars, passenger cars,
200 lira olarak belirledik.
the toll fee
Fiyat 200 lira.
has been
Pahalı
has
mı?
decided to be 200
200 lira.
liras. Is it expensive? 200.
Buradan tabii feribotların
However,
geçiş fiyatlarını biliyorsunuz.
You know the
Beklentileri biliyorsunuz.
ticket prices for ferries
Bir
that
hafta
cross
ücretsiz.
the strait. Now, the
Bir
bridge
hafta ücretsiz.
will be in use free of charge
Tamam.
for
Ve
1
bu
week.
bir haftada zaten
And in this week,
ve bir hafta ücretsiz. Ondan sonra
for 1 week,
çünkü
it will be free of charge, and then the toll fee, the tolls will be 200.
ve
As you know,
yüklenici
build,
firma
operate, and transfer is the model used here, and the contracting company
parayla eğer buradaki aylık yıllık bedel eğer onun aleyhine ise farkı
if
kim ödeyecek?
the annual
Biz de
amount generated
devletin kasasından biz ödeyeceğiz.
does not overlap the figure in the budget, then we will be paying it from state budget.
Evet, misafirlerimizi şöyle burada
Now,
yemeği olanları
our guests, I would like to have them on the stage with me,
meclis
those
başkanımızı alalım.
who have exerted efforts. The Speaker of the Parliament,
Genel Başkanı Devlet Bey ve
Mr.
diğer
Bahçeli, the
davetli
chairperson of MHP, and other guests.
Evet. Sayın bakanlarımızı, genel başkan yardımcılarımızı, Türkiye Büyük Millet Meclis Başkan Vekillerimizi, AK Parti Genel Başkan Vekillerimizi, sayın milletvekillerimizi ve konuk parti genel başkanlarımızı ve aynı zamanda
We would like to have the
yine yüklenici firma
chairpersons
temsilcilerini sahneye davet ediyoruz.
chairperson of the national
Evet, Milliyetçi Hareket Partisi Genel Başkanı Sayın Devlet
Communist
Bahçeli'yi sahneye
Movement
davet
Party,
ediyoruz.
Mr.
Buyurunuz
Bahçeli, all members of the contracting companies, all our ministers, all our guests, to the stage.
Evet, günün anısına hediyelerini Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan'a Sayın Adil Kara İsmailoğlu verecektir. Evet, hediyeleri alıyoruz lütfen. Evet. Hediye töreni için
Ve yine günün anısına hediyelerini takdim etmek üzere Sayın Kore Başbakanı'na Adil Kara İsmailoğlu Bakanımız ve Çok AŞ Yönetim Kurulu Başkanı Sayın Nihat Özdemir. Buyurunuz lütfen. Değerli konuklar, evet değerli konuklar, Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan 1915 Çanakkale Köprüsü'nün açılışını kurdele kesmek suretiyle birazdan gerçekleştirecek. Evet, çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Şimdi de Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan 1915 Çanakkale Köprüsü'nün açılışını kurdele kesmek suretiyle gerçekleştirecektir. Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, buradayım.
Sen bu arada duayı
Amin. Subhane Rabbiyel Aliyyil A'lel Vehhab. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil Alemin. Vessalatu vesselamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve ashabihi ecma'in. Ya Rabbel Alemin ve ya Erhamer Rahimin. Şühedamızın huzurunda, Çanakkale'mizde tarihe bir mühür olarak açılışını yapmış olduğumuz 1915 Çanakkale Köprümüzü güzel vatanımız için, aziz milletimiz için hayırlı ve uğurlu eyle Allah'ım. Tarihte büyük medeniyetler kurup beldeler imar eden bir ecdadın ahfadı olarak bizleri yeryüzünü ifsad edenlerden değil, ıslah edenlerden, imar edenlerden eyle Allah'ım. Bugün açılışını yapmış olduğumuz Çanakkale Köprümüzü her türlü felaketlerden, afetlerden, musibetlerden sen muhafaza eyle Allah'ım. Ya Rabbel Alemin, ülkemizin kalkınmasında, ulaşımında ve ekonomisinde büyük katkılar sunacak olan bu köprümüzü milletimiz için hayırlı eyle Allah'ım. Fikrinden projesine, inşasından imarına kadar, başta Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımız olmak üzere emekleri geçmiş olan bütün kardeşlerimizden sen razı ol ve onların dünya ve ahiretlerini mamur eyle Allah'ım. Allah'ım şehitlerimize rahmet eyle. Şanlı ecdadımıza rahmet eyle. Ya Rabbi düşmanlarımıza fırsat verme. Birliğimizi, dirliğimizi, kardeşliğimizi ve muhabbetimizi daim eyle Allah'ım. Milletimizi ve devletimizi ilelebet payidar eyle Allah'ım. Subhane rabbike rabbil izzeti amma yasifun ve selamun alel murselin velhamdülillahi rabbil alemin. El Fatiha.
Evet. Aziz milletim, sevgili kardeşlerim,
My great nation, distinguished brothers and
bir
sisters,
hafta dediğim gibi ücretsiz
as I said, the bridge
ve ondan
will be in
sonra
use free of charge for 1 week,
200 liracık.
and then it will be only
Hayırlı olsun
200
diyoruz. Duamızı yaptık
for one passing.
ve şimdi de bütün
May it benefit all.
gerek
With it, our prayers,
siyasiler, gerek
all
burada
politicians,
emeği geçen
and all those
yönetici firmalar,
who helped the
hep
contracting
birlikte
companies.
kordelayı
All of us
kesiyoruz
now will be
ve
cutting
makasla
this ribbon
bugünün
to mark the
hatırasına
opening, and we will be keeping the scissors
kalıyor.
as souvenirs for today.
Tamam.
All right?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Biiznillah İnandık hak yoluna, kefil odur kuluna, düşkünüz sevdasına, vatanın bekasına, kurbanım selasına, canım yetene kadar, canım yetene kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek, birlikte seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar. Zalime dur diyeniz, mazluma koşan biziz, birlikte Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek, birlikte
Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan 1915 Çanakkale Köprüsü'nün açılışını kurdele kesmek suretiyle gerçekleştirmiş ve siz saygıdeğer hemşehrilerimizin, ülkemizin, milletimizin hizmetine sunmuştur. Ülkemize, milletimize hayırlı ve uğurlu olsun.
Kırmızı beyaz uçaklarıyla gökyüzündeki milli takımımız Türk Yıldızları bu tarihi ana gökyüzünden katılıyor.
kucak açar, dünyaya örnek
1915 Çanakkale Köprüsü ve Malkara Çanakkale Otoyolu Türkiye'mize, Türk milletine hayırlı uğurlu olsun.
Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek, birlikte seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar. Zalime dur diyeniz, mazluma koşan biziz, birlikte Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet,
Cumhurbaşkanımız
bir yürek,
Sayın Recep
birlikte
Tayyip Erdoğan'a,
seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar.
Kore Cumhuriyeti Başbakanı
Zalime dur diyeniz,
Sayın
mazluma
Kim Bok-ama
koşan biziz. Birlikte
törenimizi
Türkiye'yiz
onurlandırdıkları
en son
için
nefese
teşekkür
kadar.
ediyoruz.
Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek.
Kıymetli
Birlikte
vatandaşlarımız,
seferdeyiz en son nefese
böylesine
kadar.
önemli, böylesine
Zalime
güzel
dur
bir ana
diyeniz,
hep beraber
mazluma
şahit olduk.
koşan biziz. Birlikte
Bizlerle
Türkiye'yiz
birlikte
en
olduğunuz
son
için,
nefese kadar.
buraya gelip gönülleriyle, burada kalpleriyle bizlere destek veren tüm vatandaşlarımıza şükranlarımızı sunuyoruz.
Biiznillah İnandık hak yoluna, kefil odur kuluna, düşkünüz sevdasına, vatanın bekasına, kurbanım selasına, canım yetene kadar, canım yetene kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek. Birlikte seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar. Zalime dur diyeniz, mazluma koşan biziz. Birlikte Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek. Birlikte seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar. Zalime dur diyeniz, mazluma koşan biziz. Birlikte Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar. Elhamdülillah tarihe ışık tutan, mazluma kucak açan, dünyaya örnek olan, geçmişten geleceğe ümmete sahip çıkan Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek. Birlikte seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar. Zalime dur diyeniz, mazluma koşan biziz. Birlikte Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek. Birlikte seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar. Zalime dur diyeniz, mazluma koşan biziz. Birlikte Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek. Birlikte seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar. Zalime dur diyeniz, mazluma koşan biziz. Birlikte Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar. Bir vatan, bir bayrak, bir devlet, bir yürek. Birlikte seferdeyiz en son nefese kadar. Zalime dur diyeniz, mazluma koşan biziz. Birlikte Türkiye'yiz en son nefese kadar.